Hello everybody and welcome to a bit of a ramble video about Diablo 3 in the current patch, and also showing off my Archon, Archon FirebirdVyr build. It's definitely a bit of a weird build, I suppose, but everyone is pretty much using this, and so far I have actually been enjoying it quite a lot. Not more than, say, the builds that we were using last patch, because I thought those were more fun. So in last patch we were using the Arcane Orbit build, which uses stuff like the Triumvirate and, well, I can't quite remember where I put it, but uh, the Orb Weapon and stuff like that. So basically I had more fun in that patch, because the problem with Arcane, specifically for this build also, is that you only have Arcane uptime about, I would say, 75% of the time. So 25% of the time you're just running around, hoping not to die, and then just spamming Arcane Torrent. And that's all you do. You teleport to keep safe passage up. So teleport every time the cooldown is off, and then just spam static discharge. That's what you're gonna be doing 25% of the time, maybe even more than 25% of the time. And that kind of leads me on to the next thing I want to mention here. I really enjoyed the Archon build in 1.8, when it was all about stacking damage with a black weapon damage weapon. That was a lot of fun for me, spending the time on the auction house to get loads of gold, then spending all that gold sniping items on the auction house and building up the raw damage, and then staying in Archon 100% of the time with a sheet damage of like 500,000 or something back then. That build was perfect for me. It was a slower obviously than nowadays, but I really just enjoyed that playstyle more than having an uptime that is not permanent. But maybe someday Blizzard will decide that we actually want to stay in Archon form permanently and make Archon more interesting, like say you could be in Archon form and then use your abilities, the normal abilities that you pick. Loads of ideas for Archon form, and I hope that Blizzard will eventually do something about this pretty boring ass build. So let's just quickly go over the build real fast. Fernance. There's pretty much no other choice for Fernance if you're gonna do, high-end game. But for anything that is not, greater rifts or whatever, Aether Walker is the superior choice, just so you can teleport outside of Arcane form a lot faster and whatnot. Swarming, there's no other choice here. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. Either you cube a Royal Ring of Grandeur, or you cube the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, that's the... If I could get this one, like say an ancient roll with good rolls, I would use that instead of this, what I'm using right now, but I don't have a good Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac roll, or I just haven't kept rings that dropped for me patches or months ago. It's piss annoying, like you're out there, is playing the game, I don't know, 3 months ago or whatever, and now you jump into a new patch and the gear that you threw away in the last patch are now actually good. Oh, it's so annoying. But yeah, that's the cube. In Gorum, I don't like to use this in general for greater rifts, but it actually works pretty well, so that is why I go with Imgorum, and it just is an insane good way to really maximum the damage. If you can keep the buff up, kill the elite packs fast enough. Vyr's boots and Vyr's shoulders, there's no real other choice here. You want just the first set bonus. Sadly, you're not gonna get the next bonus. Arcane stacks to also increase your attack speed, armor resistance by 1. That would have been nice. But yeah. So Firebird's offhand. Ideally, you want the same stats as mine, but with cooldown reduction instead of vitality. Cooldown reduction is just superior for this build here. Hail of Release, no other choice here. It helps immensely on survival when you're outside of Archon form, and even inside, I suppose. I suppose ideally the role would not have intelligence on it, so you would get a cooldown reduction on it instead of um, um, intelligence. Yeah. Armor on your pants is probably the best choice. Again, cooldown reduction here would be ideal role. The yeah, look at this one. It's actually pretty good rolled. So obviously you want both life percent and armor, because those are just the best survival stats, and then try to get it as close as possible to 50 Archon stacks. Mine are pretty low, but the rest of the stats are very good. Ideally, again, you don't want vitality on your gloves. You want cooldown reduction. Armor on your shield here, or armor even. um, don't think there's anything much to say about this one. You basically just use it for stuns, and I believe that the slow time. Let's just see here. Enemy stunned in. I can't quite remember if slow time makes these bracers proc, but I don't believe they did. But still, it's a good choice regardless, and you need it for the survival. Cooldown reduction and area damage would probably be the best role, but I don't really see that many people focusing on area damage for this specific build, so perhaps these shoulders are really good regardless. Definitely high roll it. Um, you could perhaps go with something else than vitality on your helm here, but for now this is a pretty good roll, so I'm happy with this. Mars Kaleidoscope. Oh, I love being able to use this one. I got this one long time ago, but now I can finally use it in a build. The ideal rolls on a really good random amulet would be, you know, crit, cooldown, critical hit damage, and then probably fire elemental damage, I guess. The intelligence is pretty good, but I feel like nowadays people devalue intelligence more and more, and that's kind of what I've been doing as well. You could perhaps even go the cooldown reduction on this amulet, but that will probably nerf your damage a little too much. It's not all about the cooldown reduction, but it helps a lot. Yeah, I should also talk a bit about the abilities now then, I suppose. So, crystallized armor obviously for proccing the ring, magic armor deflection. This really helps a lot on your survival for some reason. This is just, yeah, it works. Familiar. If you are playing, what can you say, fishing rift, and you're getting really good rift and you can clear it fast, you probably don't need the rune that I'm using. Actually, sorry if I had the wrong one. So if you have a really good rift map and you're fishing, you probably don't need the Arcanat here. But without really good fishing and whatnot, and especially if you're playing on lower greater rifts, you're farming in normal rifts and whatnot, you really want to have Arcanaut up, cause that rune just makes you able to spam static discharge so much more without your arcane power going down. So you can see here I'm able to spam it pretty good without. And let's just go back to Sparkflint now and then wait for the arcane power to go up. And as you can see, there is quite a big noticeable difference. You can get quite a few more casts out before you run out of arcane power with Arcanaut. It's not a huge difference, but it really helps. Safe passage, obviously you just keep this up, you know, teleporting every time it's off cooldown. Unstable anatomy, this just helps on the greater rift boss and when you're facing elite packs that are shielding, cause shielding is probably the worst affix that you can face with this build. Blur, you could pretty much go with anything else than blur if you want to, I suppose. You could go crazy with something like glass cannon or elemental exposure or anything. But overall, blur is just nice for the extra survival, and that's kind of why I chose to go with it. Evocation, no really other choice there, and same as Audacity. My merc is just using the standard Jarring and Ice Deflector. There hasn't really been any merc changes in a very long time. Everyone just used the same setup. I do believe they changed the Oculus ring here. Chance to create an area focused on power and killing a monster. Damage increased by 80% while standing in the area. So this goes up to 85%. So I can quite change to create an area focused on killing a monster. I'm not quite sure if the Merc needs the kill blow, which means it would never proc, but it could actually proc with the kills that you do as well. I can't quite remember that, haven't really looked it up. But the ring here should be really good now on mercs in this patch, and yeah, not much else to say there. So I thought I wanted to just do some greater risk 70, cause last time I did some greater risk 70, I was struggling a lot to do it, and I still, you know, I don't really have the best. Ancient Sun gear could definitely be better, especially my gems. This one is only level 38. And 71 and 71 as well. So it's not really the best gear, and obviously nowadays 740 Paragon is nothing. People probably get that within a week on season or whatever. But yeah, let's go for it.
Embrace.
If it gets a little too long, I might just you know, skip a little in the gameplay. But yeah, let's see how fast I could potentially clear this. So the idea is that you really just want to hurdle up mobs. There's no real choice here. You just want to gather up mobs with your beam and then just teleport around and try to really use the combustion damage as much as possible. And as you see now, I'm out of arcane form, so I can't do crap. Well, I can do some damage, but it's really just minor, very minor. I should probably just have gone for an elite pack here. As you see, I died right there, and my set progget. Okay, so now I got conduct off at a pretty much wasted of time. Okay, let's see if I couldn't find an elite pack now. Would be nice. And obviously it's all about the luck. Now I can just see that I get such a crappy map, you know.
Need more time.
Empty rooms and whatnot, and no elite packs up. Yeah, spending an entire arcane form without killing anything just because you can't find an elite pack. It's just a typical scenario for me, pretty much. So let's skip this level here. This seems better. I like the open maps a lot more. Open maps are usually always good. So let's try and gather up some more mobs up here. Kinda try to cluster up the mobs together. But as you can see, the damage is there. Even with my pretty average gear, I can really just do some damage very fast.
They should have run when they had the chance.
And then obviously with Ingram you get a really fast teleport speed, you know, when you're out there fishing for the next pack before you pop arcane form. Okay, this is gonna be a good pull.
Not ready yet.
So let's try to gather them up.
If only they could see me now.
And the elite packs are already down now. It's just nice to see that you can kill an elite pack this fast with even pretty average gear and paragon level. It makes a little more fun to play this sort of build.
Need more time.
So I perhaps should also talk a little about the overall patch. I am quite bored with Diablo 3. For some reason, every time I keep playing this, it's just, you know, for a shorter and shorter duration. So, like in the older patches in this expansion, I would sometimes maybe play for a straight month and not play any other game. But nowadays it seems like I play one week in the new patch and then I just get bored and stop playing again until I hear something new is gonna come. And that's kind of been going down and down and down and down. It's like this game doesn't really seem to interest me, and obviously I talked about this before, why it doesn't really seem to, what can you say, do anything for me. But overall it's just due to it not having anything that makes you want to play for a longer time. And for me personally, these sort of games are all about perfecting builds, and in general having a lot of builds and
Need more
exploring
time.
builds to really, you know, build a cool ass character. In Diablo 3, I suppose you can start doing it pretty fast nowadays with easy gearing
Still
and
waiting.
whatnot. But I really just like Diablo 2's way of gearing with the trading. You know, you can level a character fast
Not ready yet.
and then have gear for him as soon as you are at the max level. That just works really out well for me personally, cause I just enjoy really
Need more
playing all
time.
sorts of
I'm
different
badly wounded.
characters, not just always just one. Obviously, even in Diablo 2, I tend to play the same characters a bit, but
Not ready yet. Heal me.
yeah. Oh, and I
Step
died.
here.
Oh, shite, man. Yeah, it's good to have both the
I wish
unstable
I
and
could do
enemy
that.
passive. Oh, yeah, this was a bit messy. But okay, before the video gets too long, I think I want to cut here, and then we'll see how fast I will do the boss. Okay, so finally at the last end of the rift. I really wished that Blizzard would only have like 2 or 3 maps for greater rifts. That would maybe be a bit boring overall for diversity, but having luck being a factor in this game, you know, if I have a really good map, it's gonna be easy, but if I have a really crap map, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, I really just, I can't deal with that. But yeah, let's see how
The
fast
Rift
this
Guardian
last
has
guy could
found
die.
you.
Still waiting. I'm badly wounded.
Yeah, I can't really stay in on the boss like that. At least not every kind of these bosses here, because some of them will one-shot me. So it would be ideal if I had enough survival to just stay in on the boss
I'm
and nuke
injured.
him with melee, but yeah, what can you do? But yeah, let's
Need more time.
try to get a bit more ranged about it.
Not ready yet.
Oh, that was close. Yeah, you really have to watch out
Need
for
more
when
time.
Archon form procs. Ow! I wanted to stay in the Merscan circle from my Oculus ring, and then I killed myself by standing in it when he procs his ability, or uses his ability even. Yeah, so much for efficiency when it costs your life. Right, let's see if I could finish off the boss in the last little round of
I
fun
need
here.
healing.
Oh man, I nearly killed myself there.
Still waiting.
Uh,
Not ready yet.
okay, that didn't really plan out very well. Oh well. And it's dead, yeah. Not really a smooth run, but I really just hate the random factor of these maps here. I know it would kill diversity to only have like 2 or 3 maps, but if it is a contest and it is like, you know, it shouldn't be about luck, it should be about just how good you play or how good your gear is or whatever. Then the random factor would just be nice to have completely gone. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little ramble video and showing off a little bit of a build in the current patch. So yeah, feel free to comment, like and subscribe if you want to, and have a good one.